Hello and welcome to the Saturday morning live stream where the community comes together and talks about all things tech. I want to thank you guys for being here and spending part of your Saturday here. And I want to give a special shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. We do a member stream before this, and I actually saw a comment that Alan mentioned. One of the things we talked about was Akara's new bulbs. I bought 2 of these when they became available on Amazon. And yeah, we're able to share my thoughts on that. And we also worked out and talked through Larry's smart lock and getting that connected. So it's a great chance if you have any tech support or want to talk about anything in more detail. The member stream at 8:15 PST happens every Saturday, so come join us for that. I'm going to just jump into the chat here, see what's going on. Alan, good morning, one of our channel members and great supporter. Alan, good buddy, so thank you, Alan, for being here. Yes, and John had this throws it all out of order. Let me go to John's. Have you got the Akara light or switches? To be honest, I don't care about switches because switches are a pain in the butt to install. It feels like somebody always needs to be on, like my wife is working or myself. We always need to be online for something, or so powering down some part of the house is never convenient. So I hate installing switches. I have 5 Lutron switches I still need to install, so I don't care about those. When it comes to the Akara bulbs, I'm not going to go too much into it. This is the RGB one. I don't know if this one's having some connection issues, so I got to get all that worked out. I'll go into more depth in next week's live stream, so make sure to be here, and I'll give you my thoughts. But overall, when it comes to white light, 20 to 30% brighter than Philip Hue. When it comes to color, I'd say 15 to 20%. When metering it, and then I haven't compared it to like the nano leaf light, so we'll see how it is, but it's pretty solid bulbs. I just want to spend some more time before I go talking too much about it, because if I get another one of these RGB ones, a replacement, and it acts the way this one has, we might not be talking about those bulbs too much. It don't matter how much their output if it doesn't stay connected like this one. So that's as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to tease next week's live stream and we'll talk about it there, just in case I don't make a video. Oh, and William, see, this is just to get him in track. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, when I use them to put the comments up, they're out of order. I'm not in the market for any right now, so I know nothing about them. Yeah, and we'll get, where's William's comment? Okay, Alan, those bulbs are actually great. What I'm really wanting for is to get my hands on a few of their other light switches that are not out yet. Yeah, their light switches look cool. And the weird one is like you could handle multiple circuits, but it's, I don't know. I don't know how well that is going to work. The places I have multiple circuits have bigger boxes on them. So that's, so you put something that's smaller. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how that is. Let's see. And good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Greens from Arizona. Hoping everyone's having a great day. And yeah, we're going to talk about those Akara lights next weekend after I've had some more time with them. So far, I'm liking the light output. Not liking, I don't like matter and thread for a lot of things. I think it's sold as the answer, but yeah. John, good morning. Cool and wet Texas. Hopefully not too wet. And good morning, William. Thank you for being here. And I showed that earlier. Devon, good morning. Thank you for being here. JS Rebel, I appreciate you being here. Good morning, everyone. 26 degrees with 13-mile-an-hour winds. Hope you're all having a great Saturday morning. I'm sitting in my den with 5 screens in front of me. Relaxing tech time is the best. I love it. Oh, Max Headroom has arrived. Yeah, that's what calling it max headroom, the little stuttering thing. Yeah, and Alan, I actually turned during the break between streams. So yeah, relaxing tech time is the best. Beautiful. See, I like doing these streams because I find they're enjoyable. Welcome to the Tech Love Fest. Larry said it. Oh, there we go. We gotta put that on there. Sorry. And welcome to the Tech Love Fest. See, that's what it is. I mean, I think I could count on my hand the number of people, the number of bad apples. Let's just say that bad apples we've had in the chat over the past 6-7 years. Which so I appreciate you all and the great attitude and cool stuff you bring to the table. Good morning from the land of changing. Oh gosh, it's stuttering. Yeah, I'm gonna have to investigate and figure out why. Makes no sense. I've made sorry about any stuttering. I've made 4 changes since last weekend. So, Bill, good. Thank you, Bill. Bill helped keep me on track. I got Discord and stuff. Well, he'll give me a little time check and definitely helps with some of the long-winded rants of mine. So, good morning from the land of changing weather. Fog, snow, rain, freezing rain, sunshine, all on the same day. Just another day on the Michigan-Indiana border. Yeah. You guys get all kinds of extremes there. Channel for fans. First thing I saw your comment was vomiting. So unfortunately, I'm feeling a bit unwell today. I've been vomiting 3 times, so went to the doctor. Apparently, yeah, it's being recommended that if to get to the doctors with some of these colds. It's crazy. And David, hello, David and Nancy. Nancy, sorry, Andrea. Hello, David and Andrea. Yeah, David, one of our channel members, I always appreciate him over on Discord. And yeah, feel better soon. Hope you feel better soon. But some of these flus are like 7 to 10 days. It's no good. Which light bulb do you think is the best? Should I get the Philip Hue or Cara? I went to Curry's, the electronics store in the UK yesterday. Because this one is giving me some issues. So I am going to order a replacement from Amazon because I did buy this. And I'm going to do the replacement return and see if there's still an issue because I'm using the white light. I put it in a lamp here to try it out. And the white light has been good. The thing is this connects over matter and thread. And the reliability of Philip Hue, like this was giving me issues. Last night I got it. It was going fine. This morning it was giving me issues. It is brighter than that Philip Hue bulb behind me, significantly brighter. And some of it I think is the physical design, but it gave me nothing but issues. That's why it's in my hand right now. And the Philip Hue bulb, as soon as I plugged it in, hit my shortcut right to it, no issue. Because that bulb is talking to its hub along with 12, 15 other bulbs, as opposed to all this thread stuff talking to the border router or the home pod, or somehow my hub M3 becomes the border router, or, the farthest away home pod is talking to it. So it's just not as consistent. So if you want, just never think about it again, plug and play, never think about it, go with Philip Hue. I got so irritated with my nano leaf lights with thread. And once I introduced the Akara hub and its thread came on, that I yanked out all my nano leaf lights that I was loving for years. And those were about 20% brighter than the Philip Hue. So I actually took an intensity decrease in my living room and in here just to get some of these bulbs, these thread bulbs, out of my hair. Because it all just literally, it's one day it all told me, gave me the big middle finger and never worked right again. And I think it's once I introduced that Akara hub with its own thread, instead of it just being only HomePods creating the thread network, that thing came in and just gave my smart home a kick in the you-know-what. I don't know. Very aggressive. I'm a little angry at these at it now. Anyone else have smart heating using Hive? If so, is it normal for the radiators to take a while to warm up the room? I haven't used Hive, but aren't radiators just slow? I mean, isn't that kind of like, isn't a lot of the way, is it an electric radiator? And even those kind of slow, and aren't there water radiators that aren't those slow too? I always feel like I'm a Californian. Radiators aren't very big, but it's like a New England and stuff. It's like, so yeah, I don't know enough. Hopefully someone has some answer. Larry, hey, welcome. Happy Saturday to you. Craig, for some reason I haven't been getting notifications that you go live. You know what? One of the things to check is, let me just go and look real quick. Let's see if let me just click on a video. Okay. Okay, I guess not. Let's pick somebody else. 1 second. I'll show you just easier to show. Who do we want to pick? Who are we picking today? Okay, let's just grab Matt Talks and pause him. What you want to do is double check that subscribed, and you want to click on all. If you don't, it will just give you personalized by default. And personalized won't deliver everything. So it'll give you like personalized notifications instead. So yeah, with any creator, do that. If you want to make sure you get them all, because if not, YouTube is like hit or miss. It decides when it wants to get you something. YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain streaming as such. Viewers, okay, so I got a warning and not enough data, and I can't change that while live. Okay, I turned down how much I gave. It was because I was giving it too much. Yeah, John. Yeah, John, the Akara is Zigbee too. The thing is I don't know I don't think it's connecting with Zigbee right now. I think it's defaulting to Thread. When I tried to add it as a child device, it set it up through Matter. And yeah, it's something that I don't know if I could get it and know it's specifically connected to with Zigbee. I think it'll be a great bulb. Zigbee is just so much better in my opinion. Just my Zigbee hub and things just seem to work out well. No, sorry. Yeah, Craig Headroom's back. So annoying. I'm trying. As a technician, I was in the lighting industry for 25 years, entertainment lighting industry. And on the technical side, it's you break down issues piece by piece. You remove something, issue still remains. Remove something, and it's like just how you don't realize that. I'm not like they're not good at the just remove a piece until you find the broken one, add it back in, remove another. So usually how you fix things. Remove power, add power back, usually works fine. Problem we have in the UK is that light switches don't require a neutral wire, but all the switches I found needs it. I don't know what the deal is with the models they are selling in the UK for switches, but I thought one of the big selling points on these new ones in the US was no neutral needed. 2-in-1 neutral. So this switch works with or without a neutral wire, offering easy installation. So I don't know if that's possible. One of the things that is cool with this is they have what's called decoupled switch it mode. And what you can do is if you want constant power to a light switch, you can turn on that light switch, but you can also, you can disconnect the power. So it'll always keep power and it becomes a smart button. It just becomes a button at that point. So you have a physical button, but it's not ever killing power. It's triggering a scene or an automation instead. So, which is cool. And there's Thread and Zigbee support there, where the answer to me is Zigbee. Zigbee. Thread, it's just becoming a big old S show on my end. But yeah, so take a look at that because in the U.S. they're claiming neutral free. We're neutral free. Um, Nick, not in love with Matter, Thread or Wi-Fi. See, it's. I think the problem. I think the thing is with Thread, current bit rate is it's lower than recommended. Shut up. Leave me alone, YouTube. Personally, I don't know. I mean, it's a tough one. Thread's stronger, but I feel like the answer with Thread is just a single thread network with all the devices creating that thread network, just being like HomePod or something. So it just feels like somehow my network became a Kara home is my thread network. And I don't get to change that. And it wasn't called that before, but it's like I restarted everything at one point, I think, and then it came on first and created a thread network, and then everything just joined in and never has been the same since. So that's like if you're using all HomePods, I would almost say stay away from anything else that is a thread that can create a thread network. Don't add it in if you can. Is where I'm at with it. John, next week in Texas, low 10. It may be ice and snow. Yeah, I hope you guys are all good on the power side. I know you had that rough year, man. That whole freezing thing there. So everyone stay safe. My wrench has gotten rusty. Yeah, people have been so good at these streams that, you know what, there's no need. So, yeah, put me in a timeout, Larry. Go ahead. Yeah, can moderators take out other moderators? Sounds like weather we have been getting, Bill. You didn't go mud skiing up there. No, we've really been fortunate. And yeah, and it's a little scary because what's nice about where we're at is that there's a nice hills that separate us from the main valley in LA. And those hills, the good side, like they're putting in this $120 million animal crossing to get on the other side of the freeway in these mountains. But that's where it burns. And we almost got taken out in 2018. Like the fires wrapped around our neighborhood and then jumped the freeway and burned Malibu to the ground. Yeah, so we were very fortunate. They got our fires under control, the one kind of close to us. And for some reason, the airflow, like we never saw smoke or ash. Like literally you'd see on the weather radar, it's like went around these hills and like right around our neighborhood down to the ocean. It's very fortunate, but man, I feel for people. That was a scary 2 weeks. The only time I've really been nervous. Problem with UK light switches, they don't require neutral, but all the smart switches. Yeah, take a look. I'm really curious on that. Bill, I've still got gunk in my chest from a month ago. It comes and goes. Yeah, it is not. It's a serious flu thing going on. There are some smart switches that don't require neutral and common. That's one of the benefits of Lutron dimmers. I don't get this, but Lutron dimmers don't need a neutral, but the Lutron switches need a neutral. So switches, neutral, dimmers, no. William, oh my God, Craig, it's funny you say that because I just installed a Core M3 hub with Thread. I'm going to have to rebuild my smart home. Everything crashed. Yeah, it's this. The problem is Thread's supposed to be like that. It's like the incompetent assistant or something. It's like they're like, I got this. I got it covered for you. We got this. Don't worry. I got it for you. You don't ever have to think about your smart home. It just says Thread. I got it. So the person has no clue what they're doing. Yeah, and just no, they don't got it. Thread doesn't have it. So yeah, it's one of those things that it just isn't it hasn't been the same since it. And I don't know. And you know what? The thing is with Thread, The thing is with Thread, it's like it'll just help reinforce whatever's messed up. It's like somehow this Akara home Thread network was created, and all my HomePod said, "You're the boss." Okay, this is how you want to do it now. Well, we'll just all help, even though you're doing it wrong. We'll just help. So yeah, Larry, I had water radiators. Yeah, that water radiators have to heat up, man. It does. It does work, man. I've never had an issue, and it's I I have rotated out multiple bulbs. Since thread has been an issue, my nanoleaf bulbs they started acting out. Got rid of, rotated those out. Prior to those, I had some LifeX bulbs, and then those became shoddy and not supported. But through all of that, my Philippe bulbs, the 3-pack I bought before starting my channel, so almost 8 years ago, they just plug in, they work, they're even lighting, they're the Nanoleaf about 10-15% brighter. There's brighter options, but that's what I'm like, okay, you want cheaper and 20% brighter, but you install a hub and it all goes to crap. Yeah, that's where it's one of those that, yeah, there's a huge benefit. There's a huge benefit in never thinking about this. The fact that my room in here with Akara light strips, with Philippe bulbs, nanoleaf strip, all those things working beautifully. Then I introduced this bulb that hates me, and it all just went to crap. So yeah, that's one of those things. There's a real benefit and something just continuously working. If you're rotating out other cheaper items, spend more, buy it once. It's like I think about eventually I settle in on a $1,000 camera body or 800, yeah, $1,000 camera body. But I had bought a $300 camera. And then I bought a $600 camera. And then those incremental step ups, it's like in the end, no, this is at the end, this equals $1,600, where it could have just gone right to the 1,000 and just know I was buying something that was more expensive, but was consistent, uniform color. That's one of those things too. Cheap bulbs, man. RGB is not consistent. You have to balance that stuff out. Green LEDs, I think, are inherently brighter. So those have to be pulled back, and blues boosted, and all that stuff needs to be worked out when you're cross-fading between different colors so you don't see dips. So Tesla are making headway to driverless cars, hopes it works better than one of them indicator free BMWs. Yeah, the thing with it, never bet against Elon. I mean, it's you can't bet against him. I mean, the dude, like, you just ignore Tesla, just push it aside. Tesla's nothing. The guy made SpaceX. He made SpaceX. We're going to shoot a rocket up and we're going to land it on a barge. That's just like, that's a pipe dream. Why would you even waste the energy? You shoot that stuff into space, you let it just become a bunch of crap and junk. It's a one-time use, and recycle it, pay a bunch of money to pay someone to recycle it, and yeah, we'll start over. It's an efficient way to go. Elon Musk or SpaceX launched one of their boosters out of the nearby airbase for the 23rd time. That booster has been up to space and landed 22 times. I don't know if it made it back on the 23rd, but that right there, you don't bet against a man that makes a company like that. And if you actually know the story, it's easy to hate the guy because he's kind of a dumbass how he acts in public. But if you know what SpaceX did, I mean, they built 3 rockets. Elon Musk had all of his money on the line. I'm like, that dude, it was badass. Like, literally every dollar of his was put into that. The guy sold a company for $120 million. He could have just bought an island and said, I'm done. But he wanted to do this. And you're like, it was the 4th attempt that they scraped together enough money, the 4th time, the last chance to show the government what they can do without this thing blowing up. and it didn't blow up. It secured government contracts, and they are where they are now. So you're going to bet against that guy and tell him you can't do driverless cars the way he's doing it? I think that's silly. So we're going to see companies eventually leasing it. Um, I I use the full self-driving. It was trash when it first came out. It was very inconsistent. Now you can easily go without touching it. It sometimes the only time I intervene is I think it won't make the light. Or it's like, oop, I'm not missing this light. Give it some gas. But that thing, it drives like a person now. Where you're driving, you need to get over. It needs to get over. Turns on the turn signal, and then realizes it's not going to get it. Turns it off and speeds forward and to the next available spot. Like it did that like twice. Going, nah, that's not good. Whoop, kept going, merged into traffic beautifully. Really drives well. And it's got hurry mode, which is nice for the little heavier foot people. But that right there, it just kind of picks a speed offset. It'll speed a little at 42 and a 40. You could roll it back a little, but it is getting good. So, and now it's like I can push a button and it'll pull away from the driveway and it'll put me in a parking spot of where I'm going, which is crazy. And it just feels so natural now. Accelerating. Left turns are a little slow, or right turns for you, David. So polar bear. So sorry, guys. See, this is the tech stuff we end up veering into. Hopefully there's some entertainment or value in it. Polar bear. Hey, just asking, do you think about the Apple Watch S Series 10 42 millimeter because you didn't mention in your video? I never owned one. I only speak of what difference. It really is a size preference. My wife has had my hand-me-downs of Apple Watches. So she's always had the larger size, and it doesn't look big on her. I mean, this looks big because it's chunky, but the larger size never looks like, to her, the 42 millimeter would look small now because she's used to that larger size. And she's smaller. She's definitely smaller wrist, but it doesn't look out of place, especially with the Series 10. I mean, with it flattening down, but it works identically. It is truly just a preference on which one you would rather have. I know there's people that pick the 42 because they just prefer that size on their wrist. And then, someone like me, eyes are crap, need to get it dealt with. I'm definitely not going to want to go smaller. Mike G, I'm sorry, but you cannot deny that Hue is best, most reliable out there by a long shot. I can't support an opinion against them. They're expensive, but great. And that's where I'm at, Mike, that it's just, you can't knock that. There is value in never thinking about something, to truly I changed my Wi-Fi network password and network name and kicked everything off. I restarted that router and my network switch, and I go into the home app, Lutron, Philip Hue, and my Aqara devices, all Zigbee devices that were online with their hubs without me touching a thing because they were plugged in with Ethernet. So perfect for that. So yeah, Mike, I'm 100% with you. He didn't make SpaceX. He didn't make SpaceX. Go check out the Isaac Walterson one because he went over to Russia to go buy old rockets from Russia. They jerked him around and raised the price up on those rockets. So on the way back with his engineer, his head space rocket scientist, engineer dude, they were flying back, and that guy, apparently Elon Musk was sourcing out prices on the plane ride back and said, we're just going to make our own. And that he handed over, even in his biography, the guy says that Elon was right, that they could do it. And then 3 attempts all blew up. 3rd attempt, separation didn't happen. The way they corrected that in the 4th attempt was they compressed the fuel even more. So when it popped and separated, it was just enough of a boost that didn't blow up. So that's the story as I know it from the biographer who wrote Steve Jobs' biography and a bunch of the other ones. So if there's something else, and I'm not, if there's something more to it, please share. But that's just from the, and I'll be real with you guys. The Walter Isaacson biography, I only got like halfway through this thing and I was getting kind of bored about it, but we made it through the SpaceX time, rolling into Tesla, because he didn't make Tesla. He basically kind of crowbarred his way into Tesla and sued his way into being a co-founder, because I know that it was not his. He basically, I think, drove out the original founders with his money, and he sued to get his name on to become an original founder. I know that one, he was like not really anything, but yeah, David, share it with it, man. I don't want to be like I know everything. Um, and also, you can watch Return to Space on Netflix. Check that out. Again, I got kind of bored. I only made it up to the point where they've launched the rocket with the manned rocket, and I haven't finished it. I got another 45 minutes left. So, and Alan, yeah, you don't mess with Alan with space. Alan is my man. Alan was the one that let me know that Vandenberg near me is where they launch, and I've actually watched 31 minutes, another max. Yeah, I watched a couple of launches, and it's awesome. It's like to see this like flame coming up over the hills and then actually see the separation and to see it going across the skyline. It really is crazy. I never thought I would be able to look out my window and see rocket launches. I'm like, that stuff my dad would have loved, being a Star Trek guy. William, hey guys, do any of have any suggestions when rebuilding a smart home with Thread and Zigbee devices so I won't run into the same issue? What I would look at first, and I don't know what the option is, I would look and see if it's possible to disable Thread in the Aqara hub. I don't know if it's an issue there, but if it's possible, that way it becomes a so it can join the home network, and that would like, yeah, have it. I want it to join an existing Thread network. I don't want Aqara or any other hub to make my Thread network. I trust HomePod, all those things to make a network. Would be my personal recommendation. So I would, before redoing anything, I would see if you could get the Aqara hub under control and see if the Thread can just be shoved aside. He bought SpaceX, didn't make it. Look it up. Elon didn't know anything about tech. He had to go to school, learn about technology. His best friends had a video on it. See, he was on the island in the Pacific when those first two rockets blew up. Trust me, he was there. He didn't just buy the damn company. See, it's Tesla. Tesla is the one that he bought. He like this. Yeah, he crowbarred. I'm all over that one. He stole that crap. No, I mean he's gotten it to where it is now. It's one of those things. It's easy to say, with Steve Jobs. Oh, Steve Jobs has been there. Yeah, Steve Jobs, Apple might have been bankrupt. Tim Cook made Apple what it is now. Tim Cook is a badass businessman. Every one of those things, you don't want to change the Apple Watch bands. You want to sell the same thing. You don't want to make someone's obsolete. Some things, yes. But I'm like, it's one of those things that's so easy with some of these companies that, had the original Tesla founders, stuck around, they could have made a better, more of it without Elon. You needed the salesman behind, that guy. You needed Steve Jobs' personality with a better money-making sense. For those of you waiting, yeah, and that was interesting, is the first two launches that two rockets blew up, and yeah, they were shooting them off in the Pacific, which is kind of crazy. Pacific Island. Very cool. For those of you waiting for the new Aqara G5 Pro outdoor camera, February. Yeah, next week that's going to be out. And yeah, it's a great option. Boom, just popped right up, right now. I love it. I have mine going within Apple Home. So this is my home timeline, picking up my dogs, and I coming back in for a walk. I love it. It's a great option. I haven't had any issues with it. I found that it does great at picking up stuff. Yeah, it's not battery powered though. It is something to think about. It's the first hardwire camera I've had in a long time, and I didn't like that, but I like it now. It is good. Oh, cool. I'm not way behind. I'm only 6 minutes behind. Behind. Suit. No, I basically turned off the news after all that. I just got to get away. There's just things that, yeah, politics in general, some of the stuff, just local politics, things you hear, and it's, yeah, I just have to stay away from the news because I'm like, oh yeah, I don't, just craziness at times where it's like, okay, don't let the facts get in the way of your perfectly good opinion. Don't let those facts get in the way. That's all I gotta say. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle, politically, any of that. Just don't let those facts get in the way. So, the president at SpaceX is the one that has their success. Who's the president, John? I want to know. Gwen Cho does a great job of running the company when Elon can't be there at the moment. No disrespect towards her. Oh, you know what? They're a great organization, and I think you really have to place Elon in the right mode. You can't. You have a guy who thinks outside of the box and pushes people. And that's what Steve Jobs did. It doesn't mean they know everything about everything and they don't know how to run it's like, you don't want Elon running the whole damn thing, but he knows how to put good people in the right place and how to push them with a vision that works. Like the idea, his whole car vision is we drive with two eyes. Why can't we do it. Why can't it work? And that's what we need to know how to write the code. But that's one of those, he pushes people the right way into it. So that's where I just got to say that cut everything you know of Elon in the past 2 years away and just look at it from a business achievement standpoint. It's impressive stuff going on. It's helping. That Steve Jobs had his reality distortion field, they called it, that, he was able to shift reality with the way he could present things and make things possible that other people didn't think. The iPhone was supposed to be, the prototypes initially were a plastic screen. And he's like, that's going to get all scratched up. That's going to look like crap. Go back, do it again. So you got to have a vision and someone who knows how to push the vision far enough. Vision alone isn't worth crap unless you know how to push it and to back it up. Like I just saw Alan thing. Elon is smart and educated rocket technology as any of his engineers. He will very often correct them when they have made a mistake. Yeah, and that's one of those things that's where you don't. Well, even like Jeff Bezos, he was one of those guys, like you don't tell him customer service is good because he'll pick it up and go, yeah, it's not what I said, But yeah, oh, great. My delay's getting worse. What do you think about Tim Cook teasing us about new product? I really hope it's more than an iPhone SE. I really hope they bring out the MacBook Air. I'm planning on getting one. Reason why is I love this M1 Max. I'm going to have to see if it's any of my issue, but I like being able to pop open the lid and use it for streaming, but most of the time I close it, boom, single monitor, and I love it for editing. But my laptop gets locked down, so I want to buy an Air to have a mobile device again. So hopefully that'll come out. iPhone SE, I like that there's options. I think it's going to be the best iPhone SE that comes out. And the only reason why is because it has to be in order to do Apple Intelligence. So internally, it's going to be the best entry level phone Apple has made, I think, processor wise. And yeah, my Max is getting worse. I hate that. I didn't have this problem with OBS. And yeah, it showed that. William, hey Craig, I don't know if it's my end, but your video keeps repeating itself. Yeah, it's some. I have to kill the stream at this point. It's the only way I could get it back. And Devon, 96 days until the movie Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, that's my daughter's favorite character is Stitch. She has all these little Stitch ones, so I'm sure she'll want to see that. Before long, Elon's going to have his own town in Texas. They just have to vote on it. That is crazy to me. I do feel bad for the folks that had a certain way of life, and then suddenly you got rocket launches and all the rocket stuff coming with that. So I do feel bad for that. I mean, that's, yeah, you buy into something, and then you got Elon coming in, you got SpaceX coming in. But you know what? Texas is very friendly to the tech companies now, and California is not. So many of them are leaving. Go to where you're appreciated. I can't blame them. If they're gonna give you crap for produce the most American-made car in California, and then get nothing but like politicians and just giving you nothing but crap the whole time for years. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, David, the new Tesla Model Y, the rear light can shine the light onto the road surface. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen this. The new Model Y from Tesla. It's they basically did the same upgrades that they did to the Model 3. They just added they changed the light bar on it on the front. They did give they gave a little more beef to the hood. But yeah, they have this red light bar across the back, so ties in with the cyber cab. But yeah, the definitely quieter. Yeah, I was gonna make a member video. Let me know if you guys would like to see it, but to tell you the updates in the new model. So yeah, the Model 3 is so much quieter than the previous one, and such a smoother ride. I definitely like it a lot. So this will be a nice update. So yeah, it's good time to get one. So let's see. So where are we at? I think we're close. We're like at the end. This is a short stream. I bored everybody today. They all left. And then you got the stuttering stuff. No one's ever coming back. So let's see. But won't be allowed in so the light bar won't be allowed to shine like that in the UK. That's interesting. Yeah. I get it. It's there's certain gimmicks that you don't need that. Oh, I always love this stuff. This isn't cool. Where's the license plate go? Where's it go? Oh, you mean it's not going to have that sleek, beautiful look all the time? Oh, actually, damn it. You proved me wrong. It goes right there. So I thought they were my wife's Rivian. They have to actually screw in to put a license plate frame, but it is down there. I was wrong. Good job. That's actually a good place to hide it. I like it. Never mind. I'll shut up. And on that note, I should probably get out of here. We're only 45 minutes. John, Texas is getting AI factory, getting Facebook here, getting Bitcoin companies here, but no electricity. That's the tough part there. And Bitcoin, yeah, you don't want that. You definitely don't want that. So it's like, what's the upside there? Just Bitcoin farms. I'm like, for the majority of people, for the amount of electricity used, I think the return is so low, as opposed to Facebook, AI, and all those guys using it up. Sales of Tesla in UK and EU are still slowing down, which is a shame. It's a shame that just Elon just can't shut up and is hurting the company, because it really isn't. You got to understand, this car how cheap it is. And it's the best. It's the best electric car you're going to get. I mean, it really is. The interior is so much nicer, too. I mean, interior, the ride, and the sound have been improved greatly. It's basically like an iPhone getting updated after so many years. Not a lot has changed. Subtle designs, input from the customer has been implemented, and it costs you 35 grand. So buy a Toyota Corolla for 35 grand or take advantage of these tax breaks before they go away and get yourself a Tesla for 35 grand. Yeah. So it's hard to compete with that. So I did have fun when I was at the Volvo dealership or the Mini, turning in my Mini Cooper. They were like, "Do you want to check out our electric?" I'm like, "What you guys is self-driving like with it?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't have self-driving." I'm like, "Okay, I'm good." So it's just I was being a dick. That's the best way. I was being a smart ass. Because it's one of those. It's like, guys, come on, you're doing nothing new. You're not iPhone, OnePlus 13, whatever. It's like, okay, you're a great phone, but no charging network, no future in anything cool. So, anyways, 44 minutes, 3 minutes behind now. Brian, never bored. I just need a multitask today. Always learn a lot during the stream. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Brian. I feel like I always learn a lot because you guys bring in interesting things that I don't know. Yeah, not now, Dave. Alfa Romeo's had an issue with placement of the registration plate on the front of their cars in the UK at first as they bent around the left side. Yeah, that I have to actually go. I have to go. I got lucky. Um, I got a ticket crossing the double yellow line to get into the carpool lane coming home on January 31st. So I just was impatient. I didn't wait for an entry in a carpool lane, so I got a ticket, and the guy wrote me up. Actually, he didn't give me a ticket for the front light for crossing the double yellow line. That would have meant I would have to go to traffic school and all this stuff. What he gave me a ticket for was no front license plate. So it's actually a ticket to my wife. And what they have to do on the Rivian is they have to actually drill a hole in the bumper to put a bracket in there to mount it. So what I have to do now is I'm not going to go and drill all that. I'm buying an Amazon mount that mounts on the hitch right there, but or whatever, the little toe point. And then I got to go to a sheriff's department and let them sign off on it. But I got lucky. It'll cost me about $50 to do it. But yeah, but cars like that, you just mess up the look of the car. I'm not putting one on my car. It might pull me over. I'll double stick that thing on and take it right off as soon as I get my ticket cleared. Looks ugly. So, love you taking talk and you make my day. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. That's very, very nice of you to say. And David, Audi opened a new showroom right opposite the UK BMW Mini building plant. Good for them. That's funny. John, turn your Zigbee on in a car. That's the only way to get it to work with Zigbee. I'll check it out. And I connected it to. See, it wouldn't allow me to add it as a child device. That's the weird thing. So I'll have to check it out. But yeah, Zigbee's the way to go with that stuff. Well, we made it to the end of the chat, and it's a 50-minute stream. Let's call that good for the day, especially since it's stuttering a little. I want to thank you guys for being here, especially if you made it all the way to the end of this stream for me. And I'm glad you guys enjoy it. It's a chance, I think, I'd like to think it's a chance that we could talk tech to each other and not bore our significant others who may not be into tech. So, my wife listening to me talk about tech. Yeah, that does sound annoying. So yes, and David, in the words of Paul Hibbert, Oh, the Zigbee. And on that note, let's have a great weekend, folks. And like John says, and thank you, Alan, for being here. I appreciate you. And Blake coming in. Blake has helped edit videos. He just knocked out next week's little tease. It could be on the new G5 Pro if you want to see that thing in action, but thank you, Blake. And thank you guys. I'll see you on the next stream next week. We feel your pain. So awesome. Thank you, Blake. So we'll see you guys later. Take care.